Hello and welcome to the next update about IOTA. In my last update about IOTA, I talked about generally what IOTA has to offer, how the partnerships, the projects, and also the staking option, everything, and that it is an evolving or a developing ecosystem now, which I think originally it was never intended to be, but they're working towards it. So there's a lot of good things happening in the IOTA space. I also mentioned that the chart still was looking quite weak, and to be honest, I think it still is, despite the most recent pump here. I think that might have been related to that staking option that I talked about when we were back here in October, November. But I think, yeah, some people picked this up now. I think it has had its sort of rally now. Finally joined some other cryptos in moving up a little bit, which is healthy. Overall, though, we are still sort of in this downtrend, and that is important to understand. I mean, we have this descending trend line here that started here on the 4th of September, have another touch point here on the 25th of November, and now we're touching it again. That is a very, very important resistance line here at 150. Yeah, the 150 level we could not get through. If I zoom in here on the 8-hour chart, you can see that we had two attempts to go above it, but we failed. I mean, we are moving higher here against it, and we might actually break through. That would be a good sign, and that could push us all the way through 150, which is also 0.382 fib level here. Oops, all the way to 177. That 177 or 176 level is very important, because until this is broken, I would expect the price to come down once more. So what I expect, because we have not come into the target area here, which is the point between the 0.887 fib level at 75 cents, and so between 75 cents and 90 cents, which is the 0.786 fib level, we haven't come into this area in the current correction that is ongoing. Yeah. What we see now is this, yeah, pretty much expected the end rally that I talked about after Bitcoin's flash crash. So this is happening now, still at the moment only making a lower high. A break of this 150 line would be good, could push us all the way to 176, 177. Only if you break this, I think then we can talk about a confirmed breakout. If we don't see that, I would expect the price to come into the area again in this final sell-off before the next bull run next year. This would also be very well in line with Bitcoin's moves that I would expect. Again, with Bitcoin as well, I expect higher levels now before we then get another sell-off below 30k, before we then turn around and move to new all-time highs. And these all-time highs for IOTA next year, I would expect at least the $3 level, but more likely possibly here 361, which is the 200% Fibonacci extension level, and maybe we even find our way to 450. So we need to see how the price moves up in the next wave to the upside after the final drop. I still stick with this scenario until we break above 176, but even then, at the moment we've already had the run, so I'll be careful about getting in now. If we break here 150, yes, there might be a potential to go to 176, but we haven't even broken it yet. If we break it, there might be a potential to go in long with a stop loss setting below 150 and a potential profit target of 175. Yeah, I would set it just below the resistance line. And from there on then, just to see how the price is developing, I would, as I said, expect then the price to move down. Then also we would have moved up quite high from the low here. And potentially by then the indicators will be overbought. So there is something to point out. Also here 150, very important resistance line. So I'm not sure if we actually get through here. This is a significant area of resistance. First of all, we've got the fib level here, the 0.382 fib level. We've got the previous highs here, and you've got this descending trend line as well that is pushing us down. Good sign is that we managed to get above the EMA ribbon. So in a drop down that will provide support. Support levels will be at 133, very close to the EMAs as well, and 115, very important one, the 0.618 fib level. Below that, you've got then the 90-cent level and the 75-cent level. Of course, there's the $1 psychological mark as well, and I put a horizontal line in here, so that, as always, a round number is a good psychological level. And yeah, that is what I expect for IOTA. I think it needs some more patience before we can really get back into a sustainable uptrend. At the moment, the structure, I think, would not allow a sustainable building of a sustainable uptrend. For that, from the low that we marked here in July, what we saw here was a lower high in the end only, you know, and another lower high, and now potentially another lower high. And on that, you can only very difficult build to new all-time highs. We need sort of a final sell-off. We need this A, B, C correction to finish. That would land, yeah, you know, somewhere here at around between 90 cents and 75 cents in my view, somewhere in this yellow target area, before we then next year can go to new all-time highs. If we take a look on the weekly, RSI, we're still in the bullish range, which is good. On the MACD though, we've just made a bearish cross. A potential turnaround will be very interesting to see if we actually get this. I think we might actually see this, so that could move us higher into the area of 176, as I said. But the thing is this something that is going to be sustainable? Because we are in a range market at the moment. As you can see here, we're moving in a range. We've been moving in a range for a while with IOTA. So a MACD or these indicators, oscillators in range markets are not that reliable, yeah, because they basically cross very frequently. So I would argue you couldn't probably use this until we have a confirmed breakout above this range, you know, or we're moving towards it. At the moment, what I see on the chart is only another lower high. On the daily, we are getting close to the overbought range, but as I said, we might have a little bit more scope to move all the way up to 176. And then I would become careful as soon as we see this MACD losing momentum. That is not the case yet, but it will be if we can't push through 150. All right, that's pretty much my take on IOTA. Hope you liked the update about IOTA. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.